So the challenge that we feel Java faces today is that Java 9 and I think Oracle have reported that has had very high download rates. So a lot of people are trying Java 9, but I think through anecdotally and through conference polls and also from customers that we see, we're not seeing a lot of people actually taking Java 9 on in production. And there's a few reasons around that. Some of it is to do with technical compatibility, that there are sort of a chain of libraries and dependencies, build tools, development environments, etc., application servers, and so on, that don't work smoothly under Java 9 or Java 10. And there's also the new release cycle with the 6-month cadence, and some confusion and uncertainty around what things like long-term support actually means, how long that's for, whether it's free or not, and of course the massive move of Java EE to the Eclipse Foundation. So with all of this happening, quite a few community projects or libraries or frameworks or tools have fallen through the cracks, so to speak, especially with regards to Java 9 and 10 support. And what we're looking to do is to minimize the gap between Java 8 and Java 9 Plus, or minimize the amount of time people are unwilling or unable to migrate to Java 9 and onwards. So the strategic goals for the crowdfunding is to make sure that developers have continued free access to OpenJDK or a Java SE that they can use, that they can develop on. At the moment, that is, again, a little bit unclear whether they currently have access to that. We want to see first-class support for the module system inside the most popular build tools. And we want to help Jakarta EE move faster at Eclipse. It's doing really well over there, but I think it's a case that we can actually throw more engineers, more resources, more people at it and help it go faster. So the projects and communities that we think need help are things like Apache Maven, various Jakarta EE migrations, underlying tools that lots of people rely on like ASM and ByteBuddy, as well as the build farm for Adopt OpenJDK itself. And there's more projects that we're identifying as we sort of go through. So one of the first pieces of work we identified from the last time I spoke is that we need to understand where Java 9 adoption is not happening due to a popular library or framework not being able to run or compile on Java 9. So we've gotten together with some folks from Google and from Apache Maven. So Google has a mirror or a clone of Maven Central. We're going to use BigQuery to go through Maven Central and identify which libraries are not capable of running on Java 9, and that will be the sort of initial focus for the crowdfunding campaign. Then we also are going to take a look at which libraries or frameworks support the automatic module name, which means it can minimally run on the module path, and then which libraries are actually starting to go fully modularized. So once we do that data analysis and data gathering, then we'll sort of understand better where we need to plug the gaps. So the next steps. So we have hired a crowdfunding specialist in London to help us run the campaigns. They have made the suggestion that we should likely split things into two campaigns. One is to focus around producing known goods OpenJDK binaries and making sure that Java is actually continues to be available for the developer community in particular, as well as end users. So we'll start one crowdfunding campaign via that mechanism, and then everything else helping out, frameworks and libraries like Maven, like ByteBuddy, etc., will be done via a separate campaign. And the reason is because we feel that there are two very different target audiences for those campaigns. We feel that large organizations and vendors will likely want to support the build farm and to ensure that we have OpenJDK binaries out there for usage. And probably the day-to-day developer or smaller organizations have more of a direct interest in making sure things like Yoda time, for example, is up to date. So our minimum aim is to have 1 to 2 full-time equivalent engineers for each of the campaigns. and we're just still working out, sort of the goals and reward system that people can commit to. So what I'm hoping that the EC can do, and anyone else listening to the call, and we're sending this message out to the various user group communities and Java champions, etc., is we need people to come and help us do the data mining of Maven Central that I previously mentioned, so we can determine who needs the most help. We would like help in determining more projects, more goals, more rewards for the crowdfunding. We aim to start both the campaigns in September. August is a bit of a sleepy time for everyone who's in the Northern Hemisphere going on summer holidays. And we think we will need to take the rest of June and July to get the campaigns up and running fully and properly and make sure we've got all the legal boxes ticked, etc. So please do contact me on the email there or on Twitter, or drop an email on any of the regular mailing lists that you might belong to, whether that be the JCP or the user group leaders or the Java champions.